Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you are doing well. And today I'm going to be talking about some positive stuff going on in Star Wars right now. I mean, it's very easy and it's it's obviously quite fun sometimes to make fun of the current state of Star Wars, just because when we looked at things like Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson, and all these knuckleheads who just have no idea what they're doing, it is quite entertaining. But there are a couple of things I will say that are very exciting to be expecting. So first off, Clone Wars being coming back out, the fact that Dave Filoni still attached to the project, the fact that we're finally going to get the end to that story that I think a lot of us have been waiting for a long time. I know that I have, ever since I finished the series finally recently. It's just been absolutely amazing. I finished season 1 of Rebels, and guys, I've been hearing a lot of people say that like season 1 and maybe even season 2 of Rebels isn't very good. I think it's great. I mean, from the first 44-minute episode of like just talking about the rebellion and talking about the small group of rebels, I was automatically hooked. I didn't feel like it was too kiddie. I didn't think that it was just, I didn't feel like it was that lower common denominator. I didn't like the animation. I knew that much. But overall, I like the story. I like the characters. I love the chemistry among all the characters, like the family unit that's being formed among all these characters. I think Ezra is fantastic. I think that all these characters are great, and I am actually very excited. I cannot wait to dive into season 2, especially with the reveal that happens at the end of Rebels. It's just like season 1, I was just like, yes, oh man, I'm so excited. So I cannot wait to dive into season 2. And from what I've heard, it gets better and better. So if I'm already hooked, if I'm already loving season 1, then I can only imagine what I'll feel like when I get to seasons 2, 3, 4, and finish the entire series. And also, before I get into this news and talk about other things to be kind of loving and talking positively about Star Wars for a second, I want to give a huge shout out to Laura. Ryan Stole My Fan Fiction Story. I'm not sure if that's her middle name anymore on Twitter, but Laura Story is an amazing person. So she just sent me, actually, the reason why I've been able to watch Rebels, because as you all know, I've been struggling to find ways to find it. She went ahead and just bought me season 1 and 2 and sent them to me. So I just want to be a huge shout out. And she did not expect this. I did not tell her that I was going to be mentioning her in a video. But Laura, thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you so much for this tremendous gift, because as I said, season 1's been great. So I love the fact that I own it, because I know that down the line in my life, I'm going to rewatch it myself. I'm going to rewatch it with my kids. Like, it's just great to have that, the ability to do that kind of stuff. So thank you so much, and I can't wait to start season 2. So thank you for seasons 1 of 2 Rebels, and I cannot wait to dive in, and I cannot wait to struggle when I finally finish season 2 and dive into season 3. But I'll deal with that when I get there. But here's some more things to be excited about. So again, there's a lot of things to be critical of, and it's very easy to do so. But there's also some things that are pretty cool right now. So as I said, Clone Wars, the fact that they're ending that series, the fact that they're bringing it back, the fact that they're bringing back the same people that Dave Filoni still attached, I think that show could be very good. The fact that it's also going to be one season gives me hope that they won't tinker with it too much. Now, is there a chance? In the current state of Disney Star Wars, there's a very, very good chance that they might try and tweak the formula. But I think that the reason why they initially announced it was because they realized, wait a minute, we're not doing well, we're not selling tickets, we're losing traditional fans. What's one way that we can try and get them back, at least slightly? Let's give them what they want. Let's give them Clone Wars. Let's finish Clone Wars, and let's not touch it. If they're able to give us Clone Wars, and if they're able to give it and it's able to match up to the same quality that was given in the original series, I think that could be very, very good for them going forward. Something else to look forward to as well is The Mandalorian. I've talked about this several times already, about how I'm excited for a lot of different things going on with The Mandalorian, and I just got even more excitement because Disney has added Nick Nolte to the cast of its Star Wars streaming show, specifically The Mandalorian, and also, too, the showrunner for The Americans has also been pegged to be a part of this universe as well, which, again, also has me excited. I never watched The Americans, but The Americans has always had very high ratings. It lasts for a very long time, which means that people are watching it, so it gives me a lot of hope that this series they're taking this series very seriously. It's easy to make fun of the fact that they're pretty much just throwing out this random series from the original trilogy, where it's basically animated scenes, like classic scenes from the original, with the same dialogue, but with just some crappy animation thrown on top of it. It's just interesting that they're just throwing it out there to the point where not even the closed captioning is complete. That's how much they've rushed that project. It at least seems like they are taking their time with this, and I think that is definitely due to Jon Favreau obviously having a lot of control over this. Kathleen Kennedy is still in charge, but I think the fact that he has obviously shown himself to have a very steady hand with this and has shown a lot of control over this, and he's taking his time with it as well, I think means that this show and this series could be very good, especially if they're adding in actors like Nick Nolte. Now, some people might say, oh, Nick Nolte's not that great, etc. All I have to say is, if you have never seen the movie Warrior with Tom Hardy and this man playing his father, do yourself a favor, pause this video and watch it and tell me that this man can't act. Tell me that this man can't put out an amazing performance. Yes, sometimes it's hard to hear him talk because of his voice, but the emotion that he shows in that movie is the reason why I'm excited, because if he's in an action movie, if he is in a dramatic role, in a serious role in an action movie, he could be fantastic. There's a lot of potential here. Now, again, does it guarantee anything? No, nothing in life's guaranteed. This series is not guaranteed to be good, but there are the pieces and parts are there for this series to be good. It's very similar to a lot of the other things going on in Star Wars right now. Again, going back to the Clone War news, they have all the pieces and parts to have a good show. The question is, will they be able to deliver? The same thing here. All the pieces and parts are there. You got Jon Favreau, you got the showrunner for the Americans, you have Nick Nolte, you also have Pedro Pascal. Again, you have the Viper from Game of Thrones. I mean, you have all of these different characters. Even Gina Carano. I know that some people aren't excited for that, but I saw, her in Haywire. Yes, she can't act, but she's a badass. So if they don't have her doing a whole lot of acting and it's just that badass role, she's, again, a female character that I would see and say, yeah, you know what? I believe that she could probably kick a bunch of people's ass because she can. In real life, she actually can. So therefore, it's believable. Unlike, when you go back to Rogue One and then all of a sudden, not even Rogue One, sorry, Solo, a Star Wars story, that it's a 16-year-old girl who looks like she couldn't take on anyone, but somehow is beating up fully grown people. It just doesn't make any sense. That makes sense. So if as long as they keep her role limited to that, where it's not about acting, it's not about, putting emotion in, it's just being the badass, she could easily do that role. Pedro Pascal can do everything. He can act. He can, he has a natural charisma to him as well. So especially if he is the Mandalorian, that's going to be fantastic. And I really hope that's the case. There have been certain rumors saying one way or the other that he is, that he isn't. They would be stupid if they decide to turn this into some kind of SJW NPC, story, because if they do, it's just it's going to be a disaster. If they let Pedro Pascal, though, be the Mandalorian, if they let Gina Carano be either the good or bad guy there and have her just be a badass, boom, that's exactly what she needs to be. And then if you have Nick Nolte and kind of as a mentor type character, limit his lines a bit, because obviously you don't want him speaking you don't want him speaking every 5 seconds, but if you have him in the right role, again, all the pieces and parts are there, and the fact that Jon Favreau is involved with this project means that I have a lot more faith in it than I would if any other person were in charge of the project. And also the fact that you have an experienced person trying to see what the name of this person is. Sorry, Stephen Schiff. So actually, I need to correct myself. So Stephen Schiff is actually going to be the one. So simultaneously, Deadline has learned that the other series following the story of Cassian Andor before his appearance in Rogue One will have the Americans veteran Stephen Schiff. So it's actually not the Mandalorian that's going to have it. Again, that makes a lot of sense, seeing that it's Jon Favreau's baby. It's Jon Favreau's show of the Mandalorian. So again, correcting myself. And that's why I do this live, guys, because when I make mistakes, I admit them. Maybe you can learn from that, Disney. But anyway, so he's going to be attached to that. So I think that gives it a little bit more credibility with Cassian Andor. Obviously, I don't think that's a story where all of us are like, wait, why is he getting his own story? Why should we care about his character? Because, I'm sorry, from Rogue One, Cassian Andor, who the hell is that? People have to be like, oh, he was that dude. He was that dude that was helping her out. Most people have no idea. If you say Diego Luna, they say, oh, wait, I know Diego Luna because Diego Luna's done better things outside of Rogue One. See, Rogue One was so forgettable, rather, that people don't even remember that he was even in the movie. But then you say, Diego Luna, he was in that movie. He was that guy. Oh, wait, Cassian, that's right. Wait, they're giving him a series? Why? Yeah, I'm asking the same question. But Mandalorian, that is a reason to be excited. And I know that, again, I try. So, if you couldn't tell, I'm kind of all over the place. There's certain times when I can be very up. There's certain times when I could be kind of very in that mind zone, in the zone, in a lot of ways where I'm just, ripping and roaring. But at the end of the day, I do want Star Wars to be good. I do want Star Wars to live on. I do want Star Wars to be successful because I love the universe. I think the universe is great. I think the characters and all the stories that have come out of it have for the most part been very solid, Disney, Star Wars aside. But I think there are a lot of pieces and parts that we can look to and look forward to. But I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Are you excited for The Mandalorian? Do you care about Nick Nolte being added? Also, on top of that, the fact that the Russo brothers even dropped the hint saying, hey, the Russo brothers, we would totally direct a Star Wars movie. Yes, please. Disney, see, if you want to know how to get people in, find Rian Johnson. If you want to have a successful trilogy post Skywalker saga, since you've kind of tried to implicate or at least indicate that this is going to be the end for the Skywalkers, if you want to get people on board again, fire Rian Johnson. Because that man has no idea what the hell he's doing. Just look to The Last Jedi. Look to how that affected the fans. Get rid of his ass. Hire the Russo brothers. If you say the Russo brothers have been hired to take and to create their own trilogy, Rian Johnson has been let go, and you can say all that you want to try and prop him up, but you know what? that's the way you bring people back, because they'll say, wait a minute, the guys that did Infinity War, the guys that have done the incredible Captain America movies, oh yeah, I'm in on that. But we'll see how things go. One can hope, right? Anyway, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Also, let me know your thoughts on all this news in the comments below. I greatly appreciate it. Have a great day, and as always, God bless.